First proper drawing I did was 3 years ago. It was a ship what my granddad drew, and I copied it, and it was my first big piece, and I was really proud of it. And ever since then I've been doing proper pieces, and after that I decided to take an interest in games development because I love creating characters and the backstories. So I went to Hobwood Hall and I studied that, games development, 2 years, but it's mostly computer stuff and I prefer the drawing side. I got a job in a warehouse working night shift for a year. I met a guy there and he was literally covered in tattoos. He saw my drawings and he thought, why don't you go in for tattooing? And ever since then I've been hooked on the idea. After the warehouse job, I left there and started looking for an apprenticeship in tattooing. So I put a portfolio together, went around everywhere, applied for about 50 shops. And most people weren't taking on, and others were I had to pay them like $2,000 just to get on. I was really skint at the time and I couldn't get any work anywhere. And my mate said to me there's a fire recruitment thing, because there was a fireman strike about a year ago I think it was, and in the second week we did breathing apparatus thing where we had to go in a building. It was pitch black and there was a fire in there. We had to put this big mask over our face, tank on our back. We had to go in, put the fire out. I had a panic attack because my face being covered, I hated it. They took me outside, said, I'm sorry, I can't continue. I continued looking for work in apprenticeships, and there's one in Littleborough called Sacred Skin, and I knew the guy fairly well, but he already had an apprentice. I showed him my work and he was pretty impressed. He come in on Mondays, he'll show me a few things, and he took me on full time then as apprentice. Yeah, I've done quite a few now. I've done about, I think it's more than 20. Nine. 10. I've always been a massive comic book fan. I've got loads upstairs. I just love reading them. I love the art style, the stories, the fact that people have superpowers. It's always inspired me. Recently I've started working on my own comic. It started out as one story and then opening up into this whole universe. And it's what I love doing. I love bringing characters to life. I will get into tattooing comic characters. I've done one on my friend already, which has turned out pretty good. It's a big shoulder piece of Venom from Spider-Man. And hopefully I'll be pretty well known for my comic tattoos in the future. I'll be fully trained. I'll probably open up my own studio. And maybe I'd open up with the apprentice who's in the shop now called Mark. He's a cool guy and we get on with like a lot of the same stuff. Go well, but if not, I have a couple of plan Bs. But I don't know, we'll see what happens.